Major funding for this Read 180 workshop is provided by the National Science Foundation, America's investment in the future.
Intel Corporation is a proud supporter of PBS. The Intel Innovation in Education Initiative provides teachers with the resources to inspire their students and encourage them to unlock their potential.
At Jif Peanut Butter, we know just how choosy you are when it comes to your family, including the shows you value most. Public television encourages kids' curiosity and love of learning, and Jif is proud to support Cyberchase on behalf of all choosy moms and dads.
And by a ready-to-learn television cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education through the Public Broadcasting Service.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. This program was also made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to Workshop 1, Fires Out of Control. Fire can be our friend or our enemy. The same fire that keeps us warm and cooks our food can cause major damage if it rages out of control. Some forest fires happen naturally and are usually good for forests. They clear out dead wood, burning away thick brush, allowing sunlight to reach new growth. But as people begin living closer to forests, the number and size of wildfires has increased, with deadly consequences. In the first reading, you'll find out about one girl who was trapped with her family in a fire in Yellowstone National Park, and how she lived to tell her story. Then, you'll read about smoke jumpers who parachute right into the middle of wildfires. You'll also read about fires in Southern California where too many people live much too close to forests with deadly consequences. The video story is about a group of firefighters known as hotshots. They don't parachute into forest fires, they walk right into them. Reading 1, I Survived the Yellowstone Fire. Fires, big and small, are fascinating. But this fascination can turn deadly because escaping the path of a wildfire can be almost impossible. The fire can move so rapidly that it surrounds you before you know it. And even if you don't get caught in the flames, with temperatures as high as 1,500 degrees, the heat alone can kill you. Then there's the smoke. It can hurt your lungs and make it really tough to breathe. It can also be so thick and dark that you can't see what's in front of you. Here's a story of one family that was fascinated by a fire in Yellowstone National Park and found themselves too close for comfort. Reading 2, Smoke Jumpers. Fighting fires is always dangerous, and wildfires are especially tough to battle because they happen in the middle of the forest. They start small and spread rapidly. By the time anyone can get to them, they are huge. Smoke jumpers are specially trained firefighters who battle wildfires by parachuting into the forest. It takes a lot of practice learning how to jump and land so they don't get hurt. If smoke jumpers do things right, they can steer themselves away from treetops and flames toward a safe landing spot. But jumping's just the beginning. In this magazine article, you'll learn what smoke jumpers do after they land. Reading 3, Up in Flames. In Southern California, fall is wildfire season. Every year, fires cause deaths and major property damage here. Why? First of all, the weather is really hot and dry. Then, there's something called chaparral, thick, dense shrubbery that grows close to the ground and makes perfect fuel for a fire. Then there are the Santa Anas, warm, dry, high-speed winds that blow from the desert and spread fire around. Finally, there are people. More and more of them are building homes in the foothills where California wildfires rage. That means that every year, when wildfire season comes around, there are a lot more homes and lives in the path of destruction than ever before. In the science text, Up in Flames, you'll read about what's being done to minimize the danger. Ever hear the expression, "it spread like wildfire"? Well, there's a reason people say that. A wildfire can spread so rapidly, it can go from this to this in a matter of hours. And when it gets to this, whom are you going to call? The hotshots. Check them out. Hotshot firefighters. All fires, big or small, start with 3 ingredients: fuel, oxygen, and heat. Trees in the forest can provide plenty of fuel from all that wood, and the air around us supplies oxygen. Now add intense heat from a lightning flash or maybe human carelessness, and you've got a blazing forest fire. That's when the hotshots are called in. Each summer, these expert wilderness firefighters risk their lives in the forests of the United States trying to contain wildfires before they rage out of control. When the hotshots come on the scene, their mission is to remove at least one of the ingredients that keeps the fire going: fuel, heat, or oxygen. Sometimes they use water hoses to bring down the heat, but mostly they try to remove fuel from the fire's path. They cut down trees, dig up small plants, and even burn away the last bits of brush to clear a large path around the fire. This path, called a fire break, is totally free of fuel. That means that it stops the fire from spreading. Sometimes the hotshots get help from the skies. Helicopters fly over the forest and pour water on the fire, keeping it down long enough for the ground crews to finish up. Even with all these efforts, a sudden gust of wind or a simple change in the wind direction can send a fire jumping over the fire break, and the hotshots have to run to safety zones where they can wait it out. It might seem crazy to put yourself in the path of a deadly fire like this, but the hotshots know their work may save millions of acres of forest and countless homes from being destroyed. So each summer you'll find them waiting, looking, and preparing for the next fire. And the hotshots will be ready.